Hi guys, Veggie back, and this is an exclusive. This is a brand new series, guys, called Veggie After Dark, or Harry Potter Book Club After Dark, guys. Because I've just posted my my first video for Order of the Phoenix, and someone very kindly pointed out, "Hey Veggie, you missed out a bunch of the comments at the start," and so it is completely my fault, guys. I am a little bit. It's weird with Patreon where the newest comments aren't at the top anymore, they're at the bottom, so you have to like unravel the comments section to get them all. Clearly I unraveled to a point but not long enough, and so unfortunately I accidentally missed out 7 comments. Now normally, or I say normally, last time I would do that at the start of the next book review, but the fact is you guys have been waiting for this book, you know, for this book Order of Phoenix for so long. I thought it's best if I did it in a separate video, and so I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to cover them now. I'm so sorry about the weirdness of how I'm doing this, guys. Like I say, it is the night time right now, guys. The reason why I'm doing this, and this isn't like some manic episode by me or anything. I'm going to be up for many hours from now because I'm staying up to watch the wrestling. And so I thought, why not just do a little video covering the comments which I missed out? Because I really shouldn't have done that, guys. It's something which I really need to keep on top of, because quite frankly, your comments are the best things about these videos for me, and so I should be making sure that I am covering them all. And it's the oldest comments that I missed out as well, which is actually quite brutal and everything. Woozle is here, by the way, farting her head off, as always as she is at this time of night. I also had to admit I had a couple of Guinnesses, guys, okay? I'm onto the side now. Like I say, this is late night book club and everything. But I didn't want you to have to wait another month for me to cover your comments, and then for the next book review to be completely bizarre, where I do a book club at the start and then my thoughts and then the book club at the end, you know. And so I'm so sorry about the system. I messed up, as I usually do with these videos. What's going on there? Oh, that's the top of the next video. Okay. Yeah, like I say, I've had a couple of guesses. I apologise. Okay, so let's get into it, guys. This might be an absolute train wreck, but let's get into it either way. Kay is going to start us off. In fact, I think it was Kay that actually pointed it out. So Kay, thank you so much for pointing it out. You're right on top of it, saying, "Hey Veggie, you missed out a bunch of the comments at the start." So sorry, Kay. That is really not acceptable. So let's get into it. Late night book club style. And here we go. Bring on the teenage angst. Well, quite. That is basically what these 2 chapters could have been called with Harry. I found Harry's attitude very annoying when I read this as a child, but now I have a lot of empathy for him. You know what, Kate? That is fascinating, because I think that is actually... Because obviously we've covered the rest of the comments, which came after yours, well after yours, I apologise, in the book review. And I'm not sure if anyone's actually taken... So, as a child, you found them very annoying. That's actually fascinating. And you know what? I feel like I probably would have been the same as well. But understanding the trauma that Harry's gone through, you know, it's something which, you know, people who have gone through things are more likely to understand. So, yeah, I appreciate that. He's been through so much, and leaving him completely isolated with his abusive family, quite, after all this is just cruel. It's no wonder he's frustrated. It's true. I mean, in the book club, which came after your comment, again, I'm so sorry, we did discuss about the plan with Harry being isolated like this, and I did say, I concluded that, you know what, I'm guessing it's for a good reason. But at the same time, we're talking about a traumatized, now 15-year-old being completely isolated and only surrounded by people who hate him. It's brutal. It really is brutal. But I'm still thinking it's for a good reason. But how can Harry think that, though? I love how sassy he was with all the Dursleys now, and it's interesting to see him picking a fight with Dudley. I'm glad you picked on the fact that he picked the fight as well there. I have a lot of sympathy for Dudley. Excellent. He's also a kid, and the way that he's been raised hasn't given him much of a chance. I mean, again, Kay, I really should have started off with this comment, because I completely agree with you. I'm even judging Harry for making Dudley as bad as he is now. It's absolutely not obviously Harry's fault completely, but I do kind of... I feel like Harry and Dudley have both affected themselves in profound ways. Each other, sorry. They've completely affected each other in profound ways. And, you know, if Dudley's affected Harry, you've got to see it the other way around, you know. Especially since Harry realised his abilities. He's also a kid, and the way that he's been raised hasn't given him a chance, but Harry is a traumatized teenager lashing out at a peer who made his childhood a miserable, that's fair. I love that every character in this series has flaws that are portrayed very clearly. That's the biggest thing. I think it's actually the biggest thing. If you were to ask me, without naming a scene or a moment or anything like that, what the biggest differences between the movies and the books are, I think it's going to be the fact that all the or everyone in the show, in the book, sorry, is fallible, if that's the right term. But they're not perfect. They have faults, you know. And I said it a few times in the main review. That, you know, a character with no fault isn't really a character. And so, you know, it is the faults that make them real. And that's why Harry, in the book, to me, is so much better. We talked about Hermione as well in the past. Now, I don't think that Hermione in the movie is perfect. I know that's come up a few times in the book club. I don't think that is the case. But she's so freaking different. And so... Book Hermione has so much more personality than... movie Hermione, and that goes for Harry as well, and I'm sure it's the case for countless other characters. Ron's a difficult one because he has such personality, but it's the wrong personality, you know? For one, he doesn't have massive feet. But yeah, Harry not being perfect is so important. And you know what? We do have little moments. It tends to be Harry, like, knocking a cabinet or kicking the wall, that sort of thing, you know? But this Harry is so much more real, and I can understand people not liking Harry's actions in the book. Quite frankly, if we were all saying, yep, that's fine, it makes complete sense, then it's not really... then his PTSD doesn't mean anything. What he's been through doesn't mean anything. And so I really appreciate the fact that, you know, when you were younger, you didn't see that, but now you can understand it. That's the beauty of the progression of this character and what he's gone through, which is... beyond what anyone that age should have to go through. I love that every character in the series has flaws. Okay. It's why I sometimes get frustrated that fandoms seem to spend so much time trying to judge and justify the individual actions of every character. That's a fascinating comment, because I'm guessing that you would throw characters like Snape in there. But, you know what? At the same time, Kay, I love the fact that people can be passionate about the characters that you love and defend them. Because if you're willing to defend a fictional character like that, it means that they were so well written that they mean something to you. And so that's the beauty of the series, you know? I know that a lot of people say, well, you think that because you're biased towards that. I think that is very, very important in storytelling. And being biased towards, you know, a character like Snape or a character like Harry or, say, a character like Lupin, as I am, actually adds so much more to the text. And it shows that the text is real, you know. You can't do it where, in movie Harry, to suggest that... I'm trying to think of a good example, but... Well, yeah, movie Harry against movie Snape. I think that you really have to stretch the story to suggest that Snape isn't wrong all the time in the movies. Whereas in the book, there's so many more levels where there can be a fan base who does defend what Snape's doing, or at least give him a pass, at least. So that's what I think is fantastic about the books. I really, really do, yeah. A perfect person is a boring character. Very well put. I wanted characters that are layered and realistic and whose actions drive forward a compelling story. I'm much less interested in whether a character's behaviour is right or wrong than I am in whether it makes the character the most and the story more interesting. This is what we went into it a bit in the main video. Again, I'm so sorry, Kay. Where Harry's thinking that he wants to go after the group, but he'll get expelled if he does. It isn't he wants to go after the group, but that would be wrong. You know, it's that moral ambiguity. He is looking out for himself in not going after the group. It's not about, you know, what is morally right or wrong. So, again, you're absolutely right, Kay. That's what makes these characters interesting, in my opinion. So, love your comment. So sorry I missed out. I will be apologising to each and every one. I apologise in advance. Over to Alex's comment. It's a chunky one, guys. It's a chunky one. Comment removed due to spoilers. Will rewrite. Appreciate it, Alex. I do appreciate that. So now over to Andrew. Hey, Veggie. Kuromido. Probably said that wrong. Chapter 1. One of my favourite Harry Potter chapters. The first chapter? Now that's interesting because... Okay, let's read your comment, Andrew, but... It's so interesting that you say that because the second chapter is the one which people are really shocked by, but chapter 1 does do so much character building. One of my favourite Harry Potter chapters. His frustration, his anxiety is written so well, and that's absolutely true. You can really get inside his head and see why he's feeling all these different emotions. I think he goes too far with Dudley. I appreciate that. Because, honestly, there have been times where I've been brutally unfair to Harry. And you know, I've learnt my lesson with that, guys. I have really put a lot of blame on him and a lot of bias, quite frankly. So when I picked up on the fact that Harry is bullying Dudley here, I was kind of thinking, is this going to be one of these moments where I say one thing and everyone says something else? But the vast majority of you seem to agree, though. I think it goes too far with Dudley, although Dudley deserves it. That is absolutely true as well. But it's nice to see shades of grey given Harry's mental state. I love it. It's such an important part of his character. It really is. I just get the feeling that people who just watch the movies, which was me, of course, don't fully understand what Harry is as a character because of this. And I will say this right now, guys. There are some fantastic moments in the movies still to come, which we do get this side of Harry. We absolutely do. But to get it this early and it to be so subtle with the Dursleys, such good world building. It really is. Chapter 2. The difference in Mundungus' appearance between the movies and the books is wild. I think they changed it due to him being amongst all the wait, hang on, what? I think they changed it due to him being amongst all the red-headed Weasleys in the Deathly Hallows movie. So making him bold was to avoid confusion. Was he actually ginger? I didn't pick up on that. I mean, obviously it would have been in this chapter. I would have said he was bold. You know what this is, Andrew? It's basically me being my typical dyslexic self, where I'm presuming what the text is, so I don't actually hear what the text actually is, you know, because I did not pick up on that. That's fascinating. The Dursleys are on great form in this chapter, and Vernon is hilarious. He is going nuts. He does not like his owls. I imagine Richard Griffiths playing the role perfectly in that scene. Oh my goodness, yeah, absolutely. He's so weird in Order of Phoenix. He feels almost spaced out, you know. In fact, they all do, but I guess that's because of the extreme heat, isn't it? You're on the run from the law, owls. Everything with Petunia is fascinating. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's so bizarre to have a book club so focused on Petunia, because honestly, I never thought that had a chance of ever happening, and it was so cool discussing this with you guys. It really, really was. What do you think the Howler meant by saying, "Remember my last Petunia"? I'd love to hear your theories. I went into it in the video, unfortunately, Andrew, which I know you're the first person to ask that, so it feels ridiculous that I'm saying that right now. At first, I assumed it could only be Dumbledore. Now, I'm more pressed to think that it's serious. I really am. And we go into it in the main video, but honestly, I have no freaking clue. I really don't. And I'm along for the ride, guys. I really am. It's going to be fascinating because this is one thing which I really, really appreciate you guys about, is the fact that you could have said, hey, Petunia has this whole other side arc. I've never heard that in the comments, guys. And so it feels like I am stepping into a new book here, which I know nothing about, apart from Umbridge isn't very nice. You know, maybe you've all been clowning me, and maybe she's nicer than Dumbledore. We'll see. Wouldn't that be an amazing twist? I don't think it's going to happen, though. Andrew, thank you so much for your comment. I apologise for missing it. CJ, g'day, Veggie. I'm so excited. I absolutely love this book. Bit surprised about Petunia, isn't it? It's mind-blowing. Who knew she was sitting on that piece of information? I wonder what else she knows. Well, quite love from Oz. It's wild. It is actually my main takeaway from the chapters. And these chapters do so much for all the Dursleys. It's such great character building for all of them. I would actually kind of say especially Dudley, to be honest. But Petunia, I have no clue where this is going. I really don't. And all I can imagine is the Deathly Hallows deleted scene was trying to make up for whatever this is. So I'm really looking forward to it. CJ, thank you so much for your comment. I apologise for missing it. Alias, hi, Veggie. It's interesting how the situation is reversed from what we saw in the movie. Harry is the one bullying Dudley. I'm glad you actually worded it like that. And he was actually hoping that he and his friends would confront him just so he could vent his frustration. Once again, movie Harry must be without flaws. It does change. I swear it does change. I feel like it may even be in this book. After Sirius and Harry have their conversation about him being so angry all the time, we absolutely do see the faults in Harry. But that kind of, in a way, that gives him a pass, because it's like saying, well, there's a reason why he's angry. Whereas, right, there's a magical reason why Harry is angry. That's what I got from the movies, at least, guys. I'd say Voldemort, all that sort of thing. Whereas Harry, in his situation, really should be angry, you know? And so that's human Harry. Oh, man. I still love the movies, guys. I still love the movies. What's going to once again, movie Harry must be without flaws. But to be fair, it would have been difficult to convey the reason for his anger without it in a monologue. They could have done it in a monologue. It would have been quite out of nowhere, though, wouldn't it? It might have resulted in the audience thinking that Harry was being mean to Dudley for no reason. We haven't really seen Dudley bully Harry since the first movie. It's more his parents who mistreat Harry in the films. Oh, absolutely, and that's the case in the books as well, I'm pretty certain. Well, I don't know, but I get the feeling that book Harry definitely has a lot more power over the Dursleys than movie Harry. I could be wrong there, but I just feel like he's willing to push the note a lot more than movie Harry, you know? Because, you know, it's what I always say about Harry, where movie Harry, Draco only exists in his mind when Draco is in front of him. Book Harry, 99% of what he's thinking about, apart from Cho, is Draco. And it's so cool to see that fault in a person that we are following and we want to succeed, you know, because without that, it's basically this perfect person did the thing and then he won, and then there's no story. So yeah, it's so much better done in the book, but I still enjoy the movies. Mundungus is here. That's the Mundungus pose. After a few mentions here and there in the previous books, he finally shows up in person. I thought it was the first time he showed up, yes. Only to be almost taken out by Figg's shopping bag a few seconds later. Imagine that's how we lost Mundungus. That would be incredible. And from his description, he doesn't look at all like the movie counterpart in Deathly Hallows. I was a bit disappointed when he was finally introduced. this is very interesting. I obviously, again, going on the early comment, it's one of these things where I'm listening to the text and I think, oh yeah, I understand what the next bit's going to be. It's going to be describing the fact that he's bold and short and everything like that. I must have missed that, guys. I'm so sorry. But, yeah. I think the actor did a great job. I think the actor did a really good job. But it does seem like he looks quite different, though. We get some fascinating character moments with Petunia, who somehow knows what Dementors and Azkaban are, and who sent her the Howler. Again, we discuss it a lot in the book club, which has already been posted, but the fact that I have no clue. I really do not, and that is a great place to be right now. It gives me energy, the fact that I don't know, because I can't wait to find out, you know, which is fantastic considering I know this story. To not know such a key bit of information, it's powerful. It's very, very powerful. Elias, I'm so sorry for missing your comment. Thank you so much for making it. Dooby-dooby-doo. Two more. Marianne. Hiya, Veggie. I have been so excited for you to read Order of the Phoenix. It has some brilliant stories in it, and the film that the film left out. I have heard that there is a certain chapter 22 and 23 which I completely missed out, which is apparently the most egregious moment missed out from the books. I can't even imagine what it is, guys. I did speculate that maybe it's something to do with Cho, because I know that Cho is very different in the books. I kind of hope it has something to do with Ginny, because obviously Ginny, we're still waiting for this great character to come out, because even when I covered Chamber of Secrets, the movie, I got so many comments saying, oh, Ginny's my favourite character, she's so much better in the books. I'm still yet to find out why. And so, and I really like Ginny, but she's still a very background character. And so, it's going to be fascinating to find out why. Maybe it is going to be Ginny. Maybe. It has been so brilliant stories been left out. It's the longest book so far. It's the longest book, so there are so many details and lore in there. Is there anything in particular you are hoping will be expanded on or shown more? It's got to be Ginny. It really is, Marianne, because I'm not saying that I've been overhyped, but I remember so many people in my movie reactions saying, Ginny, favourite character by far, much better in the books. I thoroughly enjoyed Ginny in the books. I'm not seeing why she's seen as this absolute legend yet, you know? I'm very, very interested to know why Cho is so different in the books. I really am, because she basically stops existing halfway through this movie, as I remember, you know? And I've gone into it many, many times, guys, but that actor has gone on to be a fantastic voice actor. She really has, guys. Got to mention it again, but Arcane, she's one of the main characters in it, and my goodness, she is brilliant in it. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but her progression is kind of the story of season 2. And there's only 2 seasons, and it's already finished, guys. So I highly recommend checking out. You know, if you're worried about it being a long series, Arcane has now finished, and it is literally just 2 series of 9 episodes. Pumpkin Pasty in it is absolutely brilliant. She really is. She plays Caitlin. That's all I'm going to say. But I highly recommend checking it out. But yeah, other than that, I really don't know. I'm looking forward to meeting Umbridge. And I said it in the main review a few times that I do get mixed up with what happens in Order of the Phoenix and what happens in Half-Blood Prince. And so I do feel like the Snape tree moment is in Order of the Phoenix. So I'm looking forward to that in a weird way. I'm actually not. I'm actually dreading it in a weird way. But I'm looking forward to it all. I really am. And these first 2 chapters have only made me more excited for it. Marianne, I'm so sorry about missing out your comment. Let's get on to Katie, who is the last of the first comments, which makes no sense. Hi, Veggie. I'm always amazed by the Dursleys being so concerned about what the neighbours think, and yet they're fine to openly abuse Harry. I don't even know if it's a British thing, but it's, what's the term? There is a term for it. Oh man, I can't think what it is. But it's like keeping an eye on your neighbours, like, you know, keeping up with the Joneses. Is that the term? Keeping up with the Joneses, where you basically, your life revolves around not being outdone by your neighbours, which is such an unhealthy way of living, guys. But, you know, it's how a lot of people get through life, and I'm sure that some people enjoy it. But it's this whole thing of, well, they've got a nice water feature. Why haven't we got a nice water? Let's get a better water feature, you know? And, you know, they've got a nice car. Let's get a better car, you know? It's this whole thing of competing with people completely passively with no dialogue in between each other, you know? And so it's... But you bring up a great point, though, Catty, though, that... Because the thing is, Harry is going to the other school, which is meant to be seen as very, very bad. And so the Dursleys are purposely putting out information that would kind of make them look bad. Because the neighborhood kids are scared of Harry, which is a heartbreaking thing. It really is. So yeah, it's a weird mix. And you know what? I feel like when I find out exactly what is happening with the Dursleys and their house and the situation, that maybe that will be explained. But right now it is a weird contradiction of them wanting to be seen as the perfect family, but also wanted to be seen as treating him very badly. It's wild. It's wild. It really is. Also, I found myself snickering every time they refer to Harry's thing. Catty, come on. Come on. Even though, one, it's not what they meant, and two, it wouldn't be funny if it was. Well, no, really, it really wouldn't, no. Amazing. Again, this is Late Night Book Club, guys. Late Night Book Club. If that's what you meant, Catty. If not, I apologise. Paul Vernon, losing his mind, and moustache over... moustache, he's pulling his moustache out, isn't he? I actually didn't bring that up in the review. Over owls. A peck of owls. And the mysterious howler for Petunia. And last thing, we are doing a 9 3/4 month photo shoot for Sylvia, where she will get to choose her temporary house. I'm Ravenclaw, her dad is Slytherin, and her brother is Hufflepuff. Which house do you vote for, my little witch? Okay. I mean, storyline-wise, you know, plot development-wise, she should be Gryffindor, shouldn't she? But you know what? What would be a lot better? I mean, a lot better than that absolute rational levelling out of the family, and it just meaning that it doesn't matter and you're all together and it's all so great. She should be a Hufflepuff. She should be a Hufflepuff, shouldn't she? I'm joking, Catty. That's so cool. I mean, whatever she wants to be, that is the crux of it, guys. And I feel like that should be the crux of it for everyone. Very recently, because of my Hunger Games video, I've got a lot of views on my older Harry Potter videos, including my house one and everything. And I'm still getting wonderful comments, very, very passionate comments saying, oh yeah, I see your Hufflepuff and all that sort of thing. But also, I was put into this house, but you know what? I really gravitate towards this other one. So I would say that Sylvia should go for whatever house that she is most attracted to. Unless, of course, it's Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Gryffindor. But that's just a given, you know. Catty, thank you so much for your wonderful comment. I'm so sorry for missing it out. And doing this weird side video, which is nearly half an hour long, guys. So it is a proper extra that you got. I apologise, guys. I have not been with it in this week, guys. I really haven't. I explained it in the main bulk of the video, but I've been a bit scatty as of late. At the same time, I really shouldn't be missing out these comments, and so instead of adding this to the start of the next video, which would have meant I would have just had to rush through them completely, you got a slightly tipsy Veggie in the Late Night Book Club, and a smelly woozle. So I hope it was okay. I hope that some of what I said in this video was okay, but I will endeavour for this not to happen again. Again, guys, it used to be the case that the oldest comment was at the top, and it was such a rational way of doing it. But because it's not like that anymore, I have to undo all the reveal more comments things until I get to the bottom. For whatever reason, I didn't go all the way this time. Again, I have not been with it recently, but I'm so sorry that we started off this book club with this massive drop in... Well, this L, basically. I screwed up. I completely screwed up, guys. And I'm so sorry for starting this in this way, but I hope you're all doing well. You know what? I will read out your names one more time. Kay and Alex, I will still read out your name. Andrew, CJ, Alias, Marianne, and Catty. I am so sorry about this. I will endeavour to make sure that doesn't happen again. But yeah, your comments were awesome. And the thing is, they had such interesting takes that weren't completely covered in the book club. Because obviously people read the book club comments and think, okay, that point's already made. I'll make another point. So I really appreciate you. I'm so sorry about missing out in the main video. And yes, love every single one of you guys. But you know what? Just like Harry, you know what? This is, you know what? The fact is, guys, is that I am the perfect YouTuber. But listening to these 2 chapters at the start of Order of Phoenix, I was thinking, you know what? Harry's faults are actually really endearing, and you feel a connection with him because he's very real, because he makes mistakes and he's morally fallible and everything. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to purposely miss out the first few comments just so I feel more realistic and real, you know? That's obviously a joke. I am so sorry for missing out these comments, guys. I do feel terrible. I will not do it again, I promise. Until the next episode, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm the Veggie Gamer. She's been a smelly woozle, and I'll see you next time.